today inside the year 2026. I want to welcome all to the government of Salone press and civic engagement with the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. We bring to you every week at 2 p.m. from the Miata Civic Center. I apologize today that we start about 12 minutes late. On the way down, the Kaya say one of the things where the pride the ministry in is we always start on time. But today will be a special day. We just don't witness the historic launch, the rebirth of Civic. Now today, and by the way, the Civic SIM card don't come on, the number they on. When I already know the journalists are the good and the Civic number. If person call me now, you don't call me for Civic and they pick. The Civic number now, if they call me for now, because I get 100 minutes of free call across all network. So I want to take this opportunity first for welcome a very distinguished panel who get here today. On my left, I get somebody we know really need introduction. I don't really move like sharp with you. Hey, you're good. Perfect. Just stay inside the room, sir. The former holder of this office today, Omide so now, as Minister of Information, I can always call up on in the area of political communication as Salone. I can say that the gold standard. Nobody does it better than Alhaji Dr. Alpha Kano. Now put well, you see, I want to put you on together. It's already chair event just now. So Nandi, we want to welcome Alhaji Dr. Alpha Kano. We are the current presidential spokesman. And today the camp can give you an update on the presidential activities there with numerous over the past few weeks. I also pleased to welcome my brother with the charge of the Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NPRA, the Director General, Brahma Baloa Koroma. Baloa, they can give you detailed updates on the fuel situation. We know a lot, and the people of Salone want to know who's there now and we think they come up next. Last, but by no means the least, I really pleased today for welcome Naya, somebody who don't become, I think, a national treasure. We don't represent, we don't say somebody don't put Salone on a map. He puts the country on a map. He be named by Times magazine. He can tell you a little bit about that. But beyond that, I can also call him a life giver. Because I'm a midwife. And today that the World Midwifery Day. So you can tell me about that. Tell me a little bit more about the work they do now and waiting the midwifery profession they about for the people of Salone. As usual, before I get into that, I get a quick set of updates for go through. Again, today we'll not get the screen for showing at the imagery, but I'll just read through quickly the news updates. Just get 4 quick items. Number 1, when I know say His Excellency the President don't receive what they call the Freetown Communique from the high-level team of expert planners, technical advisors, ministers and regional coordinators, where they lead the preparation for the upcoming West African Integration and Investment Summit. The border Chairman Kande Kole Yomkela and the lead in hosting this. We get leaders across West Africa in Canada, and at the end, they will go for to deliver the updates to the first gentleman of Salone, President Dr. Julius Malabio. They said the praise because of the work with the government they do not attract that kind of investment day. So when I say I go represent and lead the delegation for Salone at the International Women Deliver Conference. This is a conference where they happen every 3 years. They focus where they are appropriate. They focus on women's health issues, women's rights issues, reproductive health and rights issues. And I'm very proud for say at that conference the world leaders all the activists that we go, there were 6,500 people. Salon, they always did on the agenda high up because of the work we midwife Naya they do, because of the work of President Bio do, the leadership. We're very proud of the record we get. Excuse me, wake up agenda equality and women's empowerment. At that conference, I began the opportunity, even though we get other heads of states, but I was invited for speak multiple sessions, including the closing plenary, because of Saloni in record, and then multiple bilateral conversations with other world leaders, and then people who can learn how Salon, for example, achieved a dramatic reduction in maternal mortality by about 80% in the past decade alone. So, and another news for we. Number 4, President Bio don't reaffirm in government commitment for economic reform in meeting with the International Monetary Fund, and we then don't see that it supports the Salon extended credit facility program during a high-level meeting with the IMF mission. I know say IMF mission in Dinaya, and the one we like to talk with the economy. They praise the stewardship of President Bio, this economy in Salon, and they commit for continuing for work together with we. Final news, today na the historic day in Salon, as for 14 years, the Salon National Telecommunications Company, Civic, been there in a long coma. President Bio today performed a miracle of resurrection, and Civic don't come back home. We don't launch what they call the mobile virtual network operator. Civic they continue to be owned by the government of Salon. The private investor have to sell, but Civic they operate as a separate company. It's all new infrastructure. The first point of sale Naya, a new building just outside of Miata. We're proud for say we support them with our facility there. By the end of this month, all the commercial operations will be available every corner of the country. The network already can live, they live. The president marked the occasion by handing over the symbolic check of $2 million for clear significant part of the areas of the Seattle and staff who have been working all these years. And the Seattle model again, a private investment and partnership between the private sector and the public sector, owned by the government of Sierra Leone. Still, the assets remain the government of Sierra Leone, and we move from spending money every day to immediately today we begin a call. Government they begin get money because our government now they begin generating income from that. So an innovative partnership. We're encouraging all for let we go and get Seattle SIM. We don't already add Seattle digital SIM card on the phone. And you can call me if you get me number and the SIM number 025 and the rest of the SIM. I'm not gonna announce my number, I'm not mind this now. They can broke my phone. Eh? They are big. But anyway, so that are all the quick updates we'll get. I'm glad for CC will get a very good turnout today. We'll start this conversation with the Pa a mouthpiece, the presidential spokesman. The reason we could decide Alaji for bringing UCAN, now that over the past month, President Bio just done the score goal. One big launch after the other, after the other, after the other. We want to make you come bring them together for the people of Salon through the media house and all the partners that will carry life. By the way, I want to tell you all thank you. All the major media organizations, VSO, to make sure so we get life sign language for inclusion and all that. But Alaji, waiting at the updates with people like for you on waiting the party do. I work for them. I only take 10 minutes. I can normally give 7. But I'm not saying that man way, if I give 7, you're not going to take them. So I give you 10, 1 10. Then you lay updates for the people of the country. on waiting His Excellency don't they do in the recent 4 weeks, 1-2 months for deliver on the big 5 game changer agenda. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Don't say we don't meet, but I did. I tell the young nephew, thank you for inviting me today. It's good go to television no more for the meet. One to for the meet with me called fast. Yeah, you can get the language. Nobody listen now. Okay, so it's here we meet face to face, and today we're glad for there. You see, when you work for a president like President Julius Maada Bio, you're always happy for make you able to talk to people about what the man they do. Because first of all, you know they left you for there you go talk no more, as with Mikey say, in vacuum. They put you on the rails, like train. The train when you don't start the engine, then the rails. So once the jam I get for the do, now for the look the dial no more, and look for the red lights and the traffic lights. Because he has an agenda. And that agenda is what, when we go to school, they call a syllabus. First of all, in 23, you give a syllabus for 5 game changers. We will all start waiting and in not so, fit salon, human capital development and health and security, health and education. Then you get also the infrastructure and technology, which we see now today, public service reform, and all that. We don't see how that they progress. The employment, and they will all can they ask you another 500,000. Today we will answer now. When the past say they left 500,000 jobs, then they will tell them how it is computed. Now, in the past few weeks, President Bio has been very busy. Very busy because this year, he pronounced and said it's a year of action. The way to action. Action means we don't throw your plan. You don't set your goals, which you have to achieve. The first thing we will do is for center the ball and for begin dribble towards the goal. And that is why in the last 6 or 8 weeks, you don't do nothing but for lunch, and commission. Let's take it back for the young people. The first one I will refer to at the technical luncheon, now the Freetown Polytechnic, together with the Zendong Railway Technical College, where they combine with government for provide technical training for young people. And skills were very necessary. Because skills training, we pass degree. Because we all get degree. But there's just no for fix air conditioner. Now very few of we will stand for fixer. So it is those who can do things that can change situations. Now they really get the opportunities in their life. The skilled people, the technicians, the carpenters, the electricians, even the people who deal with technology. So this college has a Freetown Teachers College, and they call it another polytechnic. Now teach you, they teach people how to teach. But now they show people how to learn skills. And that college in China, don't join me now. And I think they don't take about 300 students now. And those students are guaranteed jobs from the China Railway second group, where they build most of the roads now they see. Now they also get the toll gates when they see, and they're planning on building more roads. I even understand that the Mashaka Bo Road and the Mashaka Makeni Road, and they said they can build them to fall in under this toll gates scheme. So we need skills people. And when you have the skills, they actually get a livelihood for life. I want to give a shout out. I always say this to the young people who live around the Dwazak area. Those young people, they are lucky, by coincidence, they may live near PWD. And PWD, they train people for trades, crafts, carpentry, building, construction, electrician and all that. At this time, if you want technicians, anybody for there, you do something for you. If you call 5 people, sometimes 3 of them that was actually they come out. They are well-trained young men. I want to say kudos to you. You are the kind of community that we want to encourage for let we get that kind of community. I don't know if Mystic of Dwazak there. So if you're not there, you tell us, we say kudos to that community. And get a lot of trained people. So that is what happened, the technical training. But then also, we get for lunch recently, because President is very passionate about education. But we get for lunch what they call the EOF, Education Opportunities Forum. This now, country laws we do that name. It is a program that's supported by UNICEF, a program that's supported by UNDP, and all that. This program, now waiting. Now for make you build nursery and nursery schools for beginners, the young people for early child education from 3 years to about 5 years before they go to secondary school. So 87 of those are going to be built with a grant of about $15.3 million. When you add to it, you get already, because most chiefdoms today, and I can vouch for we own Nalokono Saman, we get this creche, the creche and nursery school, where they build just not too far from the market, where them like two man can go now, they go left and picking them, where they keep them, train them, teach them, they during the day. Because I believe say education, when we catch them very young, they begin to get opportunity for learn some more. So this EOF are part of the UNICEF, their own support to it. We have $15.3 million and they can be 87. And I think they say by the time they finish, they'll be supporting about 66,000 people. So that also follow up with President in commitment to education. Then of course they will look at infrastructure. And he talked this now on an open day. Anyway, first the chief minister we call the president is a man of connectivity. And connectivity is broad. It's not only just connecting to the internet and all that. If you will connect a bridge to the road, and the road to the village, that's connectivity. When you connect the river, the land to the island, with the boat and all that are connectivity, transportation. So the president has been doing a lot of that. In fact, very recently, we just come out now, Pujol, the road that leads from Bandaju to Pujol, which has been there for a very long time. And I will say that I know that in 2016, when I was Minister of Information, we launched that project there. For Bidam, we started, but I think the contractor in Mingi, he only did about 5 kilometers. Now he stopped. And then there was the change of government. But when President came, he talked he would complete them. He took it from those 5 kilometers and then built another 20 kilometers of tarred road. First time for one way come on inside the day. You know, so we come up for go Pujo. All of the first 40 miles, it's good. Take Bandajuma, we reach Bandajuma now. It's a drag to get to there. You spend 2-3 hours just to get to 25 kilometers. That has been done now, perfect road, first class road. But not only that, at the end of it, there's a bridge. It is somebody called President and a road master. Somebody called him also bridge builder. They don't build the bridge over, it's not the Wanje, it's called the Pujol Bridge. From that point to go to Pujol is about 160 meters of a bridge where they call it the Makibi Bridge. But people there insisted that because the President Bill can't make them, they want to name him after him as a way of recognizing his effort. So it is now called the Julius Maada Bio Bridge. So anytime somebody asks you, say, who signed the Julius Maada Bio Bridge? They tell us saying that the bridge will lead from Bandajuma to Pujo. That has been done. But beyond that, we only talk about rice bowls, rice clusters in Sierra Leone. And when they can talk that day, when I can say, but when they talk about this tomabo, when they talk about bundapi, we're talking about Samu and Mambolo. But the difficulty for those areas, like the access, like the road, not to say the bully land, the swamp, they're there. And we are doing a lot of work there. But for letting food able to come to reach the markets, the roads are bad. So that road from Pujo to Bundapi, President don't launch it. Right now, as I speak, the bulldozers are there, clearing the road, preparing it for get a great tarmac road for go to Bundapi. So that will contribute to food security. It will contribute for the reduction of the cost of living. Because as we stand today, we are all go confirm. Say the rest, not to hide in the radio. This is you talk I mentioned. You say not to say have in time tragedy. Well, yes, that's been time tragedy. When people talk about rice, say, yeah, the 1 million you need for go buy a bag of rice. Now it's 650 euros. That is a 35% reduction within 1 year. And what is responsible for that? Now the feed salon initiatives where President bring camp. They bring tractors enough. They bring inputs enough. They bring seedlings. We have seedlings at this time. We're not bring anymore because we now culture them in country. Because also in 1991 we get a seed processing plant now where they process seedlings for planting locally. So we don't import seedlings again anymore at least seed rice. So all the seedlings really go on in this country. So you can see that it is all connected. That is why the chairman said he was the man of connectivity. They connect every activity. Well, but if I should give you a rundown of most of the things that happened this month, we don't commission the industrial fishing port at Black Johnson. We go be responsible for about 450,000 metric tons of fish a year. Yeah. But I say, yeah, but I say, what is it tons of fish? No can talk about kilo no can talk about those. And 1 ton of 1,000 kilos. So when I say 450,000 tons, now 450 million kilos of fish. That do you believe it all? No way. We have only 8 million people, not so. So even perhaps we sell them. In fact, we are selling it to China. China ready for receival. As long as we have that facility. So now we go there. When they go, land them in Sierra Leone, process them there at that fish port, package them, and sell them. Well, China, you don't give you clearance, they don't give you the certificate. We are working towards the one for the EEC, for the EU. But this one, we don't get them. And they're very close for the explosion. 450 million kilos of rice in this country. Very soon we're going to begin export. Now, even vegetable oil, we export them. Because we did not convert palm oil. Then after that launching of the fish harbor, we assist on our granny because we now say, we get the commissioning, the launching of the Pujo Bundapi road I've talked about. Then we have the flour mill where the badgers talk about. It's very strange. The way you see he talks, say this young man came from selling flour. He show you say anything where you hold up with focus. You know, say in 1998. Namibia import flour. Why they give that young man there for their sale? Today he get $55 million factory. Me and they get 55 million euro in my pocket. Because they're very good. When you focus by what you do, you did make a small mess. They can say, little by little, all work is done. So now Mr. Julius So is the proud owner and operator of the flour mill in Sierra Leone. Then of course we have the launching of the NATCA, state of the art. My signature is all over these things. This NATCA facility, now when I'm the Minister of Information and Communication, now we start up. But you know, we're not pulling up power. So we're not pulling up power, but bad you don't get bad. So other person go say, this is a startup at the left. It go be the other side. You drop and they die. Not so? They didn't do that. They continue to build up. Now you see the Natica edifice. Because it's all for Sierra Leone. You know, saying that because the Alpha cannot begin now. Now, the chairman and minister, now the Salim and minister, let us go somewhere else. No, they all contributed and said, I don't build this, they don't build it. And now we started. And he recognized that in his speech at that time. He said, not only begin this, he said, the last regime began. He said, but we are working for Sierra and government is continuity. So now say, here for Puerto he's doing very well, you know. I'm not sitting on a clap I says, here, not so. That's it, thank you very much. So then, of course, we don't get the new flour mill. But then the commissioning of, yes, last week. With the process, I mean, we say that the country.
No, I give you 10, don't take 19.
I don't take 7 there. But this they are all important. Because all the oil they put in this country, now the raw one will sell. And when you process raw material in country, the value they increase almost tenfold. Now iron ore is selling at about what, $100 a ton? But now that you don't get 39 million tons per annum magnetite processing plant like Ferengay, that now, I also told them they sell another $150 to $200 a ton, the same amount of iron ore. So you see, it is good to process locally. One, it increases the value, but most importantly, then when they will process now that people in the country that they live. They know so if they send us a raw one in China, a Chinese young boy and they go process some more. So the jobs will go. We're not only exporting iron ore, we are exporting jobs. So that is why we are saying we are going to process most of our commodities that are in this country. But waiting for that day, big lambe, lambe is an award, a prize, a big prize. Lambe Natinio. The big lambe, Ifala. $4.3 million of CDF fund, Community Development Fund, more than 1%. We will be. You see, it's written all over me. That time when we put that 1%, I was Minister of Mines at that time. We put the 1%, but we will not be implemented. All right? Now when President Bill can I implement it? He implemented it even before they amend the act. So now the communities they get. Lonsar, for example, Marampa, last year they had about $1.7 million. If you go to Lonsar today, has anybody been to Lonsar at night recently? You see the town, it lights the kitchen at daylight. The southern lights all over, the villages all over. You know, you go to Lonsar, you feel say let's don't come. That is what is happening. The communities are money. So, Ferengay under $4.3 million, which is 99 billion euros. And now part of that, because the money is so plenty for the communities, they're not able to use it. They all get it last year, 50 billion. They're not able to do that. So don't take some now. We build the road from Maburka to Bumbula and beyond to Sabaya Bendugu. That is what you do for communication. Then of course we have on the soft side, the International Business Forum the President attend. They talk Miami, they party, waka. You know, you come up at that forum, who say the President Trump will go talk, say, I like the smile, I like his name, Julius, smile, yo. And as you can see, one great name he mentioned. Well, by the time the President was coming back, you know who was on tour? On tour was Hilton Hotel. Hilton Hotel is helping us build a hotel at Lunge, a Hilton Hotel. We're going ready by July, this month, and a conference hall. And 15 other villas for heads of state. So we're going to be holding the conference of heads of state there. So in July we will welcome all of you because we have a press gallery that the type we have never seen. Who don't be in Nalunge. When you reach there, you go say, go free town. I'll never forget in Nalunge tap now. So we are changing the country. Everywhere is feeling it. As you can see, the British road don't be is over 17. Plus then 2 new ones, they don't go 19. And every region gets. We get a Tompare with the Northwest. We get the Mabanta Bridge. We get the Mabang Bridge. We get the Rokel Bridge. We get the bridge where we just do that at the Gendema Ferry Bridge. Now we can't open the Manoa Bridge. We don't open the other one, number 2. How they call it? Senewu Bridge. These are all connecting the countries. All the way in a ferry, we did the first time. You understand? And then you talk about the Moabi, they go Liberia after Potoru for Gozini. You go for wait something 2-3 hours before ferry come for can take you. You reach in the net, but they go wait ferry people there for can cross you. But now we're going to minutes for go across for go to Liberia. So if I reach that, I will stop so far because I see this part they pinch me And they pinch me now. They said, one day forgive me, one day not so. All right. So I reached it because there are other people there.
Thank you.
They are really helping with the petrol system and all that. And I see Madam Dumbuya also all proud of who see that edifice who are putting up that Akono where they make you feel. And I just say if I not talk about that. I don't know about that.
He will talk more than
okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
Well,
thank you very much.
This I think on all for say because the bar I call it the gold standard. Nobody does it better. We all know where they land from. If you're a young person for being the privilege for land from to see the thing the way they don't do. Like I see across every sector in Yandere. Mines, information, talk about street, ABC and tell. Yandere, getting experience. I make President Bio look up, they be put on a sub bench here now. He passed it, he will get this guy, Ronaldinho, in peak. He left on a bench, he got outside. He had midfield and hold. Slay hold the ball. He just they pull you come on the team. They pull you on the team completely. As they say, this guy play and they go left. But you always see the AC say. Hello? Okay. I am. So, President, during commitments, I forgot the game. Any game, when I development, they go down. If not road, if not investments, if not facilities, they go down that game day, and that day will continue for them. Now, I want to move to we border at the petroleum sector. It's a critical sector. And like how Alpha can say, not to show you video. Just 8 years ago, President Biokam, we only get 2 importers of fuel in the country. Today we get 9, 10. Storage basically nobody gets major. Now the states handling the storage business. Now we don't expand the storage capacity big time. But we're in the midst of a global crisis, and that crisis, they don't affect we now. Price don't go up significantly. I just the day Australia, they said they complain, price of fuel go right up. 2 weeks before we did in the US, price don't go up. Germany, price they up all over the world. But what will they do now? Last month they announced the government is subsidized. Follow keep the price. On a monthly basis, government on the pay over $2 million as that subsidy for keep the price at a manageable level. The Straits of Hormuz, where are these major straits where I don't talk on air plenty, remain basically closed. The conflicts they continue. We will not get a single day Nasalo will not get no supply. The rest of the world, some place that they're not even able for fair, but we don't able for maintain through we border the leadership of the sector and working with the ministers and the other people we work with. So, Mr. Kroma, we want to give you updates. People that want to hear you. What's that we now? Waiting don't change since you last talked to the people there. Waiting them for expect. Price they can go up, down, stable. What's that we and then the family want to know about. And the mic to you. And we'll use 7 minutes. Long series, you do the 7 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Good afternoon, all. May Elder Bola, Honorable Minister for Presidential Officer Spokesman. Today, I'm happy for you now to be with you again today. My own presentation today is going to be threefold. The first, Honorable Minister, I see the watch time. This sector, it affects every activity and every economy. whether well-produced in country, whether net import in country, it affects everybody. But I want to express my gratitude, Honorable Minister, to 3 particular people in this country. The first, now the consumers, for now patient and being reasonable with government. I will give you an example within our West Africa Regulatory Forum. One country in East Africa students the right to say they want to demonstrate because of high fuel prices. The president, either the president or the inspector of police, the pressure for them to go strike for because prices go up. Then the president say, let them get 4 representatives then. Let them can sign, let them sign bonds. For so when they strike for fair price, the price will go down the next day. Then they guarantee the president that if they strike today, tomorrow price will go down. Meaning the cost of fair is not in the hand of that president, and not in the hand of the government, and not in the hand of importers. So for Sierra Leone, we don't show this visibility, meaning with the read, with the research. I want to express our patient, thanks for our patient. We are very grateful as a government. We are grateful as a sector. I'm really happy since this crisis, the beginning of this crisis, and just 1 or 2 exceptional cases, people that show say government transparent in what they do. The second group of people now were importers. Now me party them, minister know, men they affect every day. But for this time, they don't maintain some decorum. Right now, we get meeting from here at the run. We get meeting today at the Ministry of Finance. They don't maintain decorum. Some of them are running red, and some people they wanted they bring 10,000 metric tons today. That money when they get now, they only bring 5,000 metric tons because the price don't double. So if we get $5 million, when they bring 5,000 metric tons, today they only bring 2,500. And they don't stop for supply the country that they bring product. We still get high reserve. We get product sufficiency. They are very high within the sub-region. We get diesel up to 58 days. We get petrol up to 45 days. That is one of the highest level on reach. So the last set, now the government also. Don't forget the government now also the largest consumer of fuel, Honorable Minister. The government self. We shall not reach. Minister, they highlight what is happening in other part of the country. We get few people then, that they just go on social media, they post what the government do, what the government do, what the government do. Countries like UK, a whole government accuse the oil marketers for profiteering. But the association, the petrol retailers association, say no, they say they profiteer. Prices are moving up. China, they are currently stockpiling. Country like Egypt, the government say they foreclose all restaurants, cafe by 9 p.m. throughout April. Philippines, they stockpile. Sri Lanka, they don't declare Wednesday as public holiday. Come for stay home for just manage energy. Yes, there. Myanmar, they do vehicle alternative numbers. Today, if the odd number they work today, tomorrow even number for work. Country like Vietnam also, they get same challenge. Here in West Africa, people say the ration fair. As the minister rightly say, waiting not in the hand of government and the price. And the price is the international reference price not the last. Some people go post say the day where America they get temporary ceasefire, that one day price drop. And with the day of 30 days per month, that one day we now do simple arithmetic. When you do averaging, one day figure affects the entire average for the month. So people they go down social media, what you going to do? Price of barrel don't go down yesterday to $95 per barrel. And in Sierra Leone, I keep saying this, Sierra Leone and any other country who do not consume crude oil. Sierra Leone consume refined petroleum products. And they challenge anybody now only NPRA get tool for monitor refined petroleum price. Even the oil market companies, they get the tools them, sometimes with they very close, but they won't get the truth with their plant. So not to forget, go to Google, don't just say, oh, plan out today, $69 minister, price for go down. And in fact, even the World Bank, IMF, the damage when this war cause, now the highest fear loss will not ever get in the world, this damage. And World Bank, they project, say, for now we get back to the day, in January, they will take from December to next year, for now we get back to the day. Will prices then go down, will go down gradually. But that impact is so significant that a number of automatic for let's get back to the pre-war days. Now, as I talk to you now, today, price of petrol now 78.9% increase. Diesel 100.72%. That is not double. So in January, diesel will be 28.5 times 2. So for the sale 56 leons per liter. Jet fuel 102 leons, 102% increase. Meaning it don't also do some other countries, even the routes there when you fly the move, they don't contain the routes there. So not to only Australia, but for we people, Honorable Minister and the command government. So now the question you will have to ask me, what are we doing as a country? What are we doing as a sector? One, we have tried to strengthen the price stability mechanism. The pricing formula, we don't try for strengthening them. Where impact the oil companies, these are important, they need foreign exchange. They don't bleed to a point they become insolvent, to a point they become bankrupt, they don't bring petroleum product in the country. From here to Kabbalah, from here to Kali, everywhere you go in this country, petroleum product available. Then what we don't do also, we don't review the frequency of our price change. We used to meet every month. Now, Minister, in America said, I don't know if the Nigeria stay with the Ikidion for 4 hours. By the way, Minister, I me personally say for this crisis, now crisis time is, I'm not a professional communicator, I'm not a regulator. So I say, that man, His Excellency, I have to express my country as a president. You need the information I want her. He says, yes, sir. So he contacted her. So throughout this period, he has done a fantastic job because we are in crisis. The third thing we don't do is we don't enhance transparency and public, and we have built public confidence because of what the Ministry of Civic Information and Civic Education to do, what you say will do, the same thing they're out, and what to the top, we are going to check a day, they're available. So that trust on day, we appreciate that. Because don't forget, the media, they provide a very critical role in every economy. When that is your right, it is also your duty to provide accurate, comprehensive, and high quality information to the citizens. What do they expect from the media? How they will trigger, how they will stimulate conversation with government. How government will mitigate this kind of crisis in the future. Not to do one day when the post just grab one day and just go post something, disinformation, manipulate information, when they increase the tension for the crisis. We already get crisis at our door, and we do not have control when the war ends. So I encourage development journalism, the collegium, say the land journalism is small. Our role now is for whole government now to task. We don't get COVID, we don't get Russia and Ukraine war, we don't get the Gulf War at the moment, where the 20% of all products, petroleum products and all over the world now, not straight of how much in the past. Many of the don't say Iran, an important country in the world, past this crisis. Now, what you government do now for future crises, these are exigencies. They are outside the control of everybody. I think like that is development journalism. None of us can say, hey, I don't want to give 1% to what did PR do? What is Ministry of Finance doing? I think that they will try for I know I use your insight, but we try for give inadequate information and we try for help the situation. But for us, I assure and say we get products available. You come on today, go now McKinney, you get petroleum product, you come on today, go now Falaba, you get petroleum product. That is what government is set to do. Imagine an economy like this. A very small economy like this, government is part out with $2.6 million every month, and this will have to see and the Minister of Information, the last meeting we get, the Minister of Finance say, how we do this? He said, Mr. Minister, I will not go to the people. I have to carry something to the people. So it is a very difficult conversation until they in another room, until they in another seat. And the sector as it is at the moment, it is 100% private sector driven. Government is not participating in that sector. We all know the private sector policy, if you put one euro, you want a few cents for profit. And most times, the objective of the private sector is not in harmony with the objective of government. President Biodem and one, at any point in time, they want for pushing the body of the citizen, and that's what they do. So from here, we go to the Ministry of Finance. As of yesterday, with petrol price yesterday trading around between 38 and 10 euros per liter. Diesel around 43, 44 euros per liter. But the kind of president will get an officer who pass that body to the people of Sierra Leone. So they go get meeting today how we're pushing that. And I appreciate with our stance and our support to the sector and the government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brahma Balowa Kuruma, for your real dedicated leadership. I can attest to tough negotiations in the airport. Then conversation and then home, then they are difficult. Now there were so many factors and variables. And each time I know say you and the rest of the government officials, they seek the best interest of the people of this country. How we will keep the price as stable as possible, but we also need the private sector. Because if we put the price so low, then the petrol company for imports will not be nothing. If we begin get actual scarcity, if 2 or 3 petroleum companies go out of business, then it will affect we all in other significant ways. So these are tough times. The people of this country for no sin are tough times. But I think the headline I had that you get a competent team of people who they work on this issue. The president and the leadership of the country they put significant resources, $2.6 million a month so far, for subsidize, for keep the price stable. Additional conversations are ongoing for extra measures that we will take. For example, the Minister of Finance just come IMF, so we will not make some presentations on some additional measures we will take for keep the sector stable for the people of this country. So thank you, Mr. Kuruma. And now for the final speaker today, I really, as I say, Madam Dumbuya is a national icon. For one we don't know, February this year, Time magazine, they named 16 women in the world as women of the year. Of those 16, winners alone will be get to the possibility. Madam Aisata Dumbuya. I celebrated midwife, and one of the reasons we don't pay attention to her is it gets a very inspiring story. For 25 years, he worked in the British health system, what they call NHS. Experts, they pay them fine, they get very good benefits, very good service. But he he pack in bags, like how some of us have been doing some years ago, and say, I think from 2018, he pack in bag, he say, you want to come, that expertise and experience we don't get. Like out to the people of Kono, who are born, and go there for help, follow reduce the matter. That's why we don't say Salona will be almost the worst place in the world for the woman gemele. We get the worst maternal mortality numbers in the entire world. That kind of problem lady, we get an expert to say he can help for solve this problem. He don't do plenty good work. He don't organize in our community. Now he can lead this maternal center of excellence who will get the privilege for go to, who will be go corner. I want to say this about that corner facility and then we'll get a chance for talk. Yes, some of we, I'm in the America me picking and born me last summer there. I don't also get the privilege for visits other maternal centers in the South region. The facility women and Dumbuya they run na Kono, in terms of professionalism, cleanliness, the technical expertise in the facility the way they are as good, if not better, than any facility I have seen in this world. It's not Sierra Leonean story. If I say I really challenge you. If anybody know who can know it, go there. Go see truly. When they open and now you see the monthly updates, all you get people in the commodities, Gambia, Nigeria, then they come out Liberia, Guinea. When they sick, then they refer and they say you want good facility, go Salone. And why? Because we get a Sierra Leonean, we get a set of Sierra Leoneans, but led by Madame Doumbouya. And today also now World Midwifery Day. And I'm one of the people that are one professional with the forefront for help we all forget life. And most times we not even recognize them. Then we could bring Madame Doumbouya Naya. Want to share a little bit more of his story and talk to you about why midwife is important, the role with midwife that they play, and then a little bit about the Kono Maternal Center of Excellence and the work we do today.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, and good afternoon to my fellow panelists. Good afternoon, everybody. So, as the Honorable Minister don't say, Mina Isaac Doumbouya. I'm born in Kono, but I grew up mostly in England. And I go to school, but I been come back to Salon for about 6 years, and I attend the St. Joseph Secondary School. Yes, sir. So yesterday, we all make a convent, good school, producing good results. So because of that family and foundation work inside Salon, even in all the time I've been in UK, I always get a connection and links back with Sierra Leone. But one of the things that will be really pain me, each time when you're reading statistics and they for say the worst maternal mortality in the entire world. And this also been 1 year, 2 years, they talk about over 25 years, every day. Even within our class, because always they make proud about I'm from Sierra Leone. When that statistics they come up, imagine say when all in this room, Tony they watch this one great person say talk now. Which you go say? Most people 2 years they say, I know, but we say for they try. Waiting exactly in the problem, why make hearing despite all the things, yes, and also we get civil war, and also we get Ebola on students, then you know being helped for because we health system, we education system, totally devastated by the events and but we don't get enough time for build up. And thankfully, delegate today, we don't prove to the entire world so we can do it. As the Honorable Minister say, when you go somewhere, when you go to a conference, you go somewhere else, people in all across the world, they can't ask you from Sierra Leone, once they know say you're in reproductive health. How would I manage? How would I manage to become one of the worst countries in the world to give birth? You see, England, also I would consider and say I'm a country. But the way I want to talk about Salon News and kind of BBC World Service, then it's going to make 1 whole hour program. Anything negative happen, give them a chance somebody will broadcast until you tire. But they know they take the time for broadcast this particular change in circumstances. We'll say from 1 in 17 women to 1 in 74 women, we know they die from maternal death anymore. You know, they hear people and they go and they announce that. But then like today within a country whereby women they come for born, not with that same contact for say this if you will make them or you don't go make them. Today in a World Midwives, International Day of the Midwife, you know why we recognize that and why make midwifery as a career and as a profession and one of the most important ones in the world. We always don't answer the mama born with. But your man not born for himself. He born with somebody where he be with her by his side for help and for get a safe delivery. And that person is the midwife. So what would they measure for say this country if they do well or you don't do well by health? You know what ask you say almost people they die of asthma. Almost people they die of heart attack. No. They go ask you say almost belly woman they die. Almost woman they die when they go for go give birth. Because if the woman the way they produce the beginning and they keep on they die, it means your population cannot grow. If your population don't grow, everything else will be affected. Because we were already born, at some point we all get for die. But in order for replace and for continue for do development, growth and everything, you need a new generation. And that new generation, they need to be born, but not just born anyway, anyhow, but born healthily, born well, but also after they're not born there, we need the people that we include, say midwife and other nurses that now they come into play, for ensure say they're able for men beginning they find, let them grow up, let them get the right nutrition, the whole set of developments, immunizations, etc., so that they go grow up for become well-stabilized citizens, like me and one so we go able for now begin for the contribute into the economic growth and development of the country. So that's why midwives are important. But we need 1 million midwives across the world for maternal deaths, preventable maternal deaths. So 1 million more. Part of the campaign now, and I look at where are the young people where they come up, we'll be able to begin for the encourage for getting into the career of midwifery. Me, I also one of my dedicated roles, and therefore they continue for they inspire young people, but also we current midwives that will get. Follow we up the standards of care, follow we improve on how we treat women then, how we look after we begin them, and how we will ensure for say the next generation of people that we can we give them all the opportunity and chances for develop well. And that make I with partners in health and support of the government of Sierra Leone, the Ministry of Health, just like how the Honorable Minister they talk about, we get maternal center of excellence. We go lek for the go see and Akono. It's a beautiful place. We really sit down and think through for say when they do something, either you do it well or you don't do it at all. No half and half measures. No one way after this year, next year, they say when that's in so it's no way. Oh, we buy so yeah, you buy a boy, not take it. No. This one is for a lifetime. Some of we sit on there, so we great to our beginning. We'll still go and enjoy that building and the resources we get for offer because it was built to last. And we'll be like inside sound for celebrity get something we'll be proud of on an international standards. I don't open up a border country that we want apart from the UK. Everything within country they get to make sure say with the support from donors and from partners in health, so we put them into this place so that it will be a purpose-built place where Sierra Leoneans they will go for get quality care, but also training. Because we want it to be a dedicated training site for healthcare professionals within the country, where they will be able to go some of the things where we don't need to teach them, we not to just screen or more. No. When you don't have a screen, you kindly go from the classroom to the table and then to the ward and unit and actually use their resources there. So power patients there, power people there for quality healthcare within midwifery and neonatal. But just so, the hospital itself, the new one, now for maternal and neonates. But that don't mean say we don't also offer care to adult people then within the Koidu Government Hospital. Because the maternal center of excellence are part of Koidu Government Hospital in Kono. Yeah? All manner of rush video now will take small referral and paper for reach there. They don't go overwhelmed by tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Madam Aisata Dumbuya. Again, I think say on behalf of the government of Salone, I want to congratulate you and say thank you for we put the country on a map for the right reasons, for the good reasons. So thank you for that. It makes we all proud as a people. I want to recognize Reverend Alfred Koba. We Deputy DG for NPRA. We work very closely with Ebola. I'd like for Siri, the head of an institution, then at this panel, in Deputy Counter. I can like to see that. And it should not support this and work together. Obviously, the rest of the Minister of Information team, they are the Chief Director, the Director of Civic, the Head of Stratcom and others. But now we'll open up for questions quickly. As soon as I know, I don't talk from this morning, 10 o'clock, quite a chain event. So today we 8 at morning. But we have to do this work. So put your hand up. If you're not Lanskaya, please, you waiting at the audience, a question you ask. The people that really talk when I started for today, and then at this high seat. So you will keep your question straight to the question, then we will answer. Yeah? I want to see all my one ask question and because I want to do one spokesperson.
talk about the Black Johnson. But I want to ask, how safe we water them day for make sure say the fish way so we eat and tell we tell our sense on China, we really benefit Sierra Leoneans. Second, perhaps most importantly, a couple of days ago, Sierra Leone joined the rest of the world for celebrate the International World Labour Day. And Nayaso, the world and the regional director for international organization, ILO regional director, he revealed a worrisome statement, say one of the contributing factors for the unemployment in most African countries now as a result of job mismatch, waiting people in go study at university, not only that, then they can meet in the world. And the presidential spokesman just reaffirmed that, say, all man have a degree, but if they say for fixed AC, now only few go able to do that one day. So what's the expectations for expect as President Bio and the government for make sure they're able to fix some of them things and they so now we get a job mismatch?
Over to the Director Koma. In 2024 to 2025, NPRA will say the cause of fuel shortage na the delay shipping and dollar problem. And I may correct to say in your statement today you made mention say the cause of fuel shortage inside 2026 na because of the war that happened in the Middle East. Now my question is that waiting NPRA don't put in place in 5 years, what's now on our plan for reduce our salon depend fuel and which system on our don't put to make sure say them excuse them here so not will happen in future. Thank you.
Sarah Sisi, Voice of Salon Radio. And Honorable Alfaka, you talk about accessibility, connecting and the rural areas to network, and also you highlight of the Fit Salon project. Taking you back, since they launched the Fit Salon project, how many talks of rise with the police as a mission? And also, how the you also talk about this health business. How far this country now improve on the health sector based on the presidential agenda?
Sila from the Nature newspaper and Sila iWatch online.
Sila iWatch don't register. You need for register. You don't other media name no more. You can register. Go ahead.
Okay. The question goes to the presidential spokesman. You don't highlight all achievements that we President Bio don't make within the last 8 years. But I will single out the environment sector. The environment sector, President Bio don't establish new institutions there. The same problem before the establishment of those institutions, we still experience them. Waiting President Bio put in place in the coming years to address this problem we still face within the environment sector.
Institute Okoya for the midwifery. I'm a student from Java University and it's a pleasure to be here today. I've been here the whole week since last. And I say Esto Fidelis, I think you that's it. And how is possible for the people to have accessibility to the center where you just don't support within a bowl? Because we get to different people. Okay, Kono, sorry. You know what I make? Yeah, Kono. People forget the accessibility. And for a student, some students that say midwifery and granny work. They're not in study. Yeah, I have a friends around, make one goes up in the shade, he puts the uniform inside bag. So how for you to advise those people, the young people come up, all I want to do SRN, all I want to do, I don't know. So give an advice for young people to go through that and study the midwifery. And myself want to take a tour after while they turn back on campus this weekend for Go Kono and see the center if you go able to welcome me there. Because it's going to be a pleasure with me and the colleagues then, yeah?
Thank you very much. Welcome
around and watch and humanity. What is that they put an education and pregnant for discourage maternal and mortality.
You want free health advice?
What's in the food?
You know, big consultation. Alright, go ahead.
Food.
Yes.
Food and the medication where you pregnant woman for avoid.
Okay.
Dr. Gan, imagine you be speaking with the opposition. Imagine that an accident you should also. But all that you don't tell the president, you don't do. We talk in terms of patriotism and nationalism in the context of Civic. Would you congratulate President Bill for good work, or you don't go do it because you fear that there will be an election defect? Thank you.
Thanks, David Scary Democracy. To Afaka. I don't know, because you don't live in a freedom, but you didn't put local like you can talk about that. For me, with the current situation of electricity na freedom here, I want to know what advice and what President Bureau reaction where people in video sent out the city dark and things like that in recent times. Then also to the person from the midwifery. For me, I want to tell me what is the strategy the way Unado use, because apart from waiting the Minister of Information talk about the facility, why this place really get a top-notch quality and service when around the deliver.
Honorable Minister, the more I come to your program, and the less I get questions. So that means we collaborate, we communicate, we engage. I appreciate when I work for that. Honorable Minister, I want to guarantee you say I'm not going to answer that question. Me no go talk on behalf of ministers. Which I will talk, I don't have that bandit. I go escape the ordinary citizen for do that. So I'm not going to do that. So Minister, I will answer that question. The other part of the other leg of that question, how to advise government to improve on number of days. That's one I will advise government. What do I do? I'm the professional based on our NPR Act. Now for them advise government and ministers how this sector will be developed, how the sector will be sustainable, and how the market will be stable. One, let us see what's promote. Before this time, we were having frequent fare disruption. Every 10 days, there was a possibility for replenishment. We are consuming over 1.2 million liters per day, with 8 million citizens, 8 million consumers. And 5 years ago, storage was a challenge, a limiting factor to enter the sector. The new NPR Act has removed that obstacle. Storage is no longer a challenge. President Bill and his government has tried to open up the sector, bring in new players, and restore fairness and restore competition. We have moved from 10 days. I just told you, today we are averaging around 58 days. As I told you, so we get product till the end of June. Like this week, Eco Energy, they come with 6.8 million liters of petrol. Amount and Sons, they also bring about 6 million liters of petrol like in this month. So that will take you up to July. So passport you talk say now, you but currently take over 100 liters per week. So but fair for them. And Madam, I'm never cargo vintage point.
Alima.
Where Alima?
Hey.
Okay, Alima, you know my party. We 5-year plan, I'm not going to give you now 2 minutes, but government don't take sense. I have told you before this time, the sector was left unattended. I don't torment government so much that government put in place for them to ensure we self-participate. Like when it happen, if you go to Guinea, we get Sonap to Guinea, we get Gold to Ghana, we get Sonap to Burkina Faso. In fact, like Guinea, they buy, they sell in local currency. So they remove the exchange rate risk on the importers. The other thing is the NPR Act 2026-25, Part 3, Section 12(2)(e), giving the mandate for established and managed strategic store. Camera put down the back, madam. The government will give you 10,000 storage facility. We get the facility now, and the product that the government is fair way for everybody for that. So the next step we can tell you will also exceed 58 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. just for the family, 1 point 2 I want to emphasize. We've been there today, a 10-day stock we get. So if problem happen inside 10 days, we get complete scarcity. Today, when I hear the man, we get over 58 days reserve. So that 58 days now, we go down Manjalaji, like how the parking talk, we get all the ship car. But we continue again, we don't say na answer months, which you get to know when I eat, so you don't know more you get to hardship. So if you look for change, like I say, cabinet also approve a new strategic reserve paper as well for support them for day to that business. On the question of fuel, I want to say thank you, Baloa, because you're right. This is a message to other sectors and other leaders across government. For when Mr. Kuma Dikaya, you're right. You get less questions the more you come. Because most of them are now very familiar with your work. The message knowledge. It is spent time over and over again with the repeater. We work very closely with her, with the team, and every single day the message day out. So Una now don't become carriers of that message. So this is an example of what we mean by proactive disclosure of information. When you know feed the media, you come out, you open, and you do good work, it follow move the conversation before. So now we come to health now, Madam Dumbuya. Maybe comment on the health sector question, and there's sets of questions about advice for accessibility of the center, but also advice to young people then we want for going to the midwifery. And then Pakama asked for some personal advice. He say yes, so we will invite you to go to the clinic, let you give advice on waiting for do and then questioning them. So I know you said you take notes, so please if you can touch on those, yeah.
Thank you, sir. So with regards to the health of the nation generally, I begin to say they measure the health of the nation based on your maternal mortality and your neonatal mortality. If that really don't, that means your whole health sector don't fail, and you're there at 0.0. But now we take and say years, even up to 10 years ago, then they measure maternal mortality. Say every 17 woman we go for born, one day die. 1 day die. Not be small thing, not be small thing. You talk about other people when they talk about in the past 1,900 person before one die. Who they talk in tens? Say 17 woman, one don't die. Then like today, you measure 74 or even higher now. For say before you get say one don't die. That means nothing's in our progress. And not to just overnight. Systematically, every day, we reduce that figure day. Every time we people in the camp, we get women for cancer care earlier. We get more of a beginning when they be immunized because this is another problem back again. When you born the beginning on, wait on day, you don't take no vaccine, you don't get no way for even no say waiting to do this weekend. So pass, now one body, next thing you know, the beginning don't get fixed, it don't convulse, it don't die. All these things, they happen, so just like that. So for when we say the health system not improve, no bon, I do serve small credits. People in the work there next for ensure say measures and systems are being put in place. Training. Currently we don't need to train more nurses than ever before. They're not essentially and they call this nurse, so this is a corner nurse. Now you're London. All corner nurse now don't be encouraged to be upgraded to diploma level. We know they take way not essentially because this is drop out. We're not agree for that again. Before you go for go do nursing, if you don't get you 5 words, maths, English, with 3 science subjects. For sure, say first of all, you get the capability. And the same for medicine, and they train more doctors now in Sierra Leone than ever before. And we don't begin to do specialist courses them as well. Courses in which the pass you get for left Air Force, you go Russia or China or wherever it is you go for go do. Now you'll be able for start now and you complete inside Salonia so and get that qualification there as a specialist for able to look after the people there. Even when they talk about mental health, now we get mental health doctors then when they're not trained inside Salonia with the support from other universities overseas for make sure say we're able to look after people there from all sphere from the one with the bono take through to the one where they die. Yes, we still get work for do. There's still much more, but there are also systems and in place where they address for all their needs and they. So we just need for continue to get the support, and the number one thing we will really help for to get better and better results. And now if people in the hospital quick, we get in this habit still. When something do me, first I go find me own medicine. With some of them, we get prescribed by the kind of medicine we is available for prescribed for itself. Me, they went on the medical field for almost a year. I'm scared for Sidome, right? That kind of medicine for person. We take on first now. We don't with that, this no hope. We go find Baba now, this no hope. We go to church, this no hope. Okay, finally, yeah, they can't go hospital. Where you want to go hospital, they're not treating me fine, now they are died. When you don't go around, you don't go to everything else we're wrong, and we're not going to help you before you finally come hospital. Their outcomes then will continue. Yeah? With regards to the question about midwifery and how, well, midwifery not a organic program again. Now, we even do direct entry. Before you go get for go first, you go train, you do nursing 3 years, you go work 3 years, you come on, you go back, you go do midwifery 3 years. Then you only frustrate people there in a long pathway for get into specialist program. Now from school, we encourage school leavers, and we want to be midwives straight from once. You can go to 4-year midwifery course and you come out with a bachelor's degree in midwifery. So all that means are systems that we don't come in place over the last 5 years, all geared towards improving the health sector. And when you come for midwifery, personally like me, if you get more mentors and teachers in training, like we will not get a lot of experience. The more the people that when they come through that, the more higher quality and care of staff we go get within the nation. Yeah? So anytime you're ready, you want to come this weekend, I'll go corner tomorrow. You're welcome for coming along, and we will take you on a tour of the MCU with you and whosoever it is who feel, because it's not just about midwifery, it's also about specialist doctors and internal medicine. We make sure so we get a program for that. Surgery, I carry with one of my colleagues in there, when a surgeon, where they work towards ensuring that, with surgeons, they also get police for go to practice. In emergency care, we get a whole training and a whole facility of course we do for emergency care. So when somebody come, adults also wake up with any problem, we need that kind of a treatment, they able to get the space within which we'll do that. So it will be a pleasure for show you, and any other, if you fellow students we're interested for see the center, for come along and look able for show and through from there. So Pakamara, you get for kind of your own clinic, because they can't sit on there, they can't give free advice. But for pregnant women then, food when they for eat is any and everything we're good for them. But the thing what they always say is in moderation. So man go on the whole day, when you get better, if you want to you want to sit down front to one cup of rest, it will kill you, it will call you because you can't sit up your chest. Yeah, in your chest they go on, oh me heart to eat. So because you don't do what you're not supposed to do. Small all throughout the day. And for medicine, we advise any belly woman not for take medicine hours. You can a clinic. Now that's the nurse and midwife and they for. And they begin give medicine, they give medicine for once because we don't have a woman where they belly for they get once. We don't have a woman where they belly for they get malaria. So we they treat you for malaria. All the way through. For make sure say from the time that belly don't 3 months because we begin give you malaria tablets. Only because malaria, we get belly, your blood will go low, you get all kind of problems, you go into early labor, we end up with lost at beginning and they end up with complications for that woman there as well. But while they eat there, we local eat there. Someone will get there and say, oh, one day chicken and chips when you know like it's when not to you know my diet, you say that one day back. Eat pemao, eat potato leaf, eat dry fish, eat kenda with penny mixer with potato leaf on top, put jackatole, complete meal because you don't get good iron source. Because we want to make sure say anything where they give you good iron, yams, plantain, that anything that they don't want them for the eat. And car hospital, as soon as woman we know say this I don't get the leg. No wait, say pass the begin shape. No, come immediately and that's what we for look after them.
And the services for pregnant women free. This world-class service I just talked about Sonakonom as well, completely free. But like I said, I'm at the Fire Hospital. You know, get better than a corner. They say, maybe before I go inside the wood I ate no. You don't go on that side first, then they say, okay, this you need this extra care or this particular specialized care. they may send you go over there. Thank you very much, Madam Nubuya. Now for wrap up, the gold standard in political communication, Alaji Alfakame.
Quick questions, short answers.
Please, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll start with Black Johnson. You say the 450,000 tons, how safe is it for us in our water? Water is not polluted. Water will not get oil spills. They're not the worst polluter like the ocean. Yes, we get small plastic and all that, but it's not as polluted as other areas. Now that make China talk, say we will pull that fish in the water. They will not take any polluted fish. And of course, we use every way down. So that answers your question, Mr. You did not say your name, so I'm sorry. Then somebody asked talked about the ILO movement and the jobs, or appropriateness of the jobs. I'm happy that somebody picked up what I said about the appropriately training people for meet up the jobs today. One time there was a forum here, education, long time ago. I've been there, I think it was Minister of Education, no, Minister of Information. And I had to give a presentation at Toxic. Our university standards have not gone down. Ask me why. The university in Sierra Leone is still as good as it was when it was not brought out. But what it changed, and the world don't move on. The subjects that were relevant. At the time, we Sierra Leone and the Athens of West Africa, Latin, Greek, all those classic subjects are really important. But now that technology. Education is now targeted education. Skilled. If you don't get skills, you get all the degrees in the world. You get all the degrees in the world. You know, in America, when you go for a job, they not ask you which you get. They say, what can you do? Your hands. So that is what we are focusing on. Training for skills. We Minister of Tertiary Education one time, at this conference where I tell them about this launching. They say now they are going to even incorporate garage mechanics, bring them into the formal system, train them and give them certificates so that they go anywhere. They can show that I have trained as a mechanic to this level. So these are the kind of thing we do, they call. The more appropriately we are, well, I remember there was a time when in Nigeria, they needed 600 arc welders. They don't get them. They had to go to Indonesia to bring them. And in Nigeria, they get all kind of PhD, XYZ, MWPY, all things they did land with, but arc welders not be there. This is for the Dangote refinery. They get to go to Indonesia for to bring them come. Nigeria, where you get unemployment, they said they go out to go bring people for can work there. So we must train appropriately. Then, of course, the jobs, the unemployment work you mentioned. We already mentioned about all of those people who are on the farms. I keep saying it. Right now, they're working. When you work on the farm, you are not unemployed. You are employed, but maybe that the rewards no match you can work where they do. That is bring you into the formal system. That make we can talk salon, the unemployment is high. That is not the case. There's a lot of people who work, but they are not considered as workers because they are in the informal sector. Like, you talk about improvement of health care. This is Ibrahim. Now I want to tell and say, alongside the training we do, the physical structure they lay. Now 34, they build a 600-bed hospital. In Potloko, we have a 100-bed hospital. Lokamasama, a 40 new one. In Jembe, 300 beds. Kenema, we launched it, isn't it? There's so many infrastructure that we put in this country that we cannot really say. And of course, say, within Madame Lumbuya, they talk about it. The World Health Organization should not congratulatory say we don't reduce the maternal mortality and infant mortality by 60%. As he mentioned, say 17, woman 1 die, 1 out of 17. No, 1 out of 74, if you do the math, it's over 60% reduction. and all that. So we used to be the worst in the world. We are not anymore. Not to the extent that we congratulate me. Yes, okay, then somebody, Mr. Pakamara, they say if I've been doing opposition, if we go congratulate, I'd be, of course I'll congratulate him. That they are not asking him, because he's doing so well. What I want, it is not the color of what the shirt I'm wearing, it is what Sierra Leone can do. Look at what was launched here today. The Sierra Tel. Sierra Tel, the benefit we get for bringing forward is enormous. Any one of these automobile companies racing in this country, they get money past even all the mining companies put together. I give you an example. I've been Minister of Mines, I've been Minister of Information and Communication. In 2013, all of the revenue we had in mining was $46 million. All the mining, gold, diamonds, $46 million. That same year, Africero is in Ayaso. They alone paid only on taxes $92 million. Just for that. That was just Africero. Another time they were called Airtel. Orange was called Airtel. So $107 million. Nine paid. When you put those together, it's over $200 million. Just those two, compared with all the mining, $46 million. That is why today I am excited that Sierra Tel is also going to be our next gold mine in this country. Yeah, we all contribute to that. Subscribe to Sierra Tel. It is only when they have customers that they will survive. Thank you. Then, Jaffa Man's Days. Jaffa Man's Days, I don't forget what he has for safety. Electricity blackout in Freetown. When I notice the blackout, there are plenty of dry season, passing the season, not so. Why is that? Because the biggest provider of electricity in Australia, now, a hydro dam. It depends on water. And March, April, May, water they go down. When you go down, Bombona I know they bring 50 megawatts anymore. So today, I'm sure they're pumping less than 18 megawatts. And 2 of that they dropped on Akemi, so 69 left. Another one dropped on Magboka, so it all left 15. By the time it comes to Freetown, the losses are 10 megawatts. We pick up another 10 megawatts by that Sunbird, Namako, Adam. So it don't go down. We have to take about 30 megawatts from car power. We put that together, reach, now you make. But what are we doing? We don't bring the NANT project. You know like the NANT? NANT means fire, it means energy. So the energy will bring NANT, now bring NANT. That is going to make 150 megawatts for us in the next 1.5 years. And it only cost us $105 million. We didn't cost us when IFC 9. 105 million dollars, all right? Bumbuna cost me $350 million and 35 years of hard work. Forget 50 megawatts. This one cost me $100, not we said it cost to the investors, it cost $105 million. It's going to produce 150 megawatts, 3 times the size of megawatts in 2 years. And that is what this government is doing, transformation. We are delivering where it is possible. So that is what we are saying. The applying them, the blackouts, now we don't want to put local gets now because we said depend on water. But Moyamba get light. Puja will get light. Bo get light. Kenema get Kamakuya get light. Kambia get light. Right now on dry season. Kono get light. So when we talk about light, 7.5 million people, 7 million people live up country. Now 1.5 million live there, but we are the loudest. Oh, like today. Oh, like we are the loudest. 1.5 million, let's 7 million. You know they're trying. So government is trying. Even the smaller villages, towns like Mambolo, Rukupo, Samu, all the ones they get solar lights. They light at night. And even Santos and become like that. So let me be patient. It is environmental. Somebody asked about the environment. Can you take it? Don't think government will do. Government don't put all the policies. We don't put all the institutions in place. You know what he left? Attitude and change from us Sierra Leoneans. I should go and go help them. The next day I should let them put fire. In fact, I have some videos here where they said for people when they go up the mountains and they burn them. Then they burn the forest, man. So that's depleting the retention power of the Guma Dam. Don't say what time of day. Now we self, we the people. Now we don't respect the environment at all. Yes, you can sell timber, but there's a way to harvest timber where you don't affect the environment. If you cut one, you plant 5. Simple. I know it takes you 1 hour to plant 5 trees. So we just don't do that. Now we Saro people, we like the easy way out. Then one will take down, you know, she say man will not plenty this year. They don't cut the all for burn coal. Yeah, some plant, they cut mango tick for burn coal. Now mango not there. And they didn't plant any new ones. So if we're not left, yeah, we will begin to go Russia for go fed.
You bring a question? Or the most kind of net? Or not for the guy in the net? Well, I want to say 2 things and then we will close. One is the government of Salone, they take the concerns of the ordinary citizen very serious. We're proud for being an open and transparent government, for continue for increase what we do on that. And note, for example, the recent press freedom reports and the decline of Salone. My analysis now that these are event-related declines and they are not structural decline. The foundation we from Alagile say to rather them and we all on bill are intact. We get the laws, we get the policy, we get an independent commission, no journalists not in jail, no journalists not arrested, no journalists. We get over 500 media houses in Sierra Leone. I mean, talk to Julius Spencer, we tell me say in time, and 2 radio stations, they listen to it all together. If somebody will talk nonsense, they go inside and sky, go down, you run, go there. Yeah, settled it, handled. Today, 500. And new ones are coming up. We only contest the reports. I make it for point out, say, when the reports good, some of the family in opposition, they only believe in the inflation reports, we go up. When inflation comes to single digits, so we don't believe that. If the inflation report now it quotes, we be the double digit 55. If it goes down to single digit, it also quarter. So in this case, me, I accept the press freedom report. But I don't go through the details. And I realize, say, they are isolated, not to trend reports this. And the global trend is there's a global decline, as the report itself pointed out. But I will assure you, we will continue for the way to need for maintain the systematic reforms, for invest in, for example, they convert the Rights to Access Information Commission, it will become an authority. Cabinet store already approval. Then they get quasi-judicial powers for compelling the production of information to journalists. That's a major reform. Now, one of the biggest reforms will get a data protection law. It's a major reform. We don't already take now Parliament where we will present in the coming weeks, inshallah. So we will continue for that work today and they pay attention to the reports. We accept the reports. We accept the isolated incidents. But the word we want for you is that we are looking at, I can always say, and they pay attention to station, and they pay attention to trajectory. What do we say? Was how we say go head towards. On the question of fear and usage and all that, now on the question of health, it's very easy for talk about one isolated incident or one picture we take. If you are to bias anybody based on one incident that person in life, nobody are going to survive. If you put microscope on your life, for one bad thing about you, for let it represent you. Plus, governments feel that me fuel allocation only go up based on number of times where I drive me motor. If you don't give me 40 liters per week, by like I go colon 3 times per week, now 40 I get. So you actually don't get anything whatsoever for deal with individuals there. And by the way, I'd like to point out to people then, many people in government, yes, we're entitled to it, but many of us don't even receive it. Now, first quarter, I don't know, so some of we in the ministry, for example, not a single staff will receive one. It's are challenges that we live through. But normally people like for, I can see when they even talk, say, we gladly for let fuel price go because we know they buy fuel. Say, hey, I get picking them, I get family, they go to school, buy, generator, myself to buy. Government fuel, give me for that SUV day. In 3 days, it will be done. But it's okay, it's public service. The only thing that can be difficult is when the conversation will come up from people who know better or ought to know better. Because I can take some random Facebook comments and on Facebook world who I tell me nonsense. Me, on the page, posting it on celebrities, they can't discuss conference. You know the communal, they can't talk celebrities now. Now me and the celebrity now. The people already are the celebrity. So my page, you post in comment, don't do one can't talk celebrity. It's very easy for me. Delete. Go turn celebrity on your page, eh? So that I can deal with them. But I think say President you care at the message handling. We don't ignore any index, we don't ignore the blackouts, we talk about we deeply care about them. But that's why it's in our cannot talk so important. And also context. The people that are Geneva but we don't ever witness the wonder of turning on a light bulb in the entire existence. From when they born in Kampala near a village, then when they turn on lights, they're alive until in the past 5 years. Who come away the last Civic day? What did they 4 years, 4 days, full days? The lights not blink. Come away. They have never witnessed the wonder of a light bulb. But when you listen to Freetown, you can say, now persistent, uninterrupted gloom. And the country, it's not true. Freetown is not Sierra Leone. And President Leo will continue to take the big picture. For look at again, not to say a day, just for Freetown today, and we will solve it. I assure you. And the time people will challenge you on light. I want them to continue to talk about light because by the election, we will have the upper hand. By the election, we will. Rain don't begin, but gnats they come out, the fire. Then MCC, when it starts, it is supposed to be completed within a maximum period of 18 months. And the US government requirements for that money. So not of them project they say, this for when they start and no. They need to spend 100% of the money inside 18 months. So if he puts the NAT tripling capacity, he puts the MCC money, $500 million. That's a significant investment. And the M3 on it. Wallahi, yeah, we fix yeah. On that note, I'm going to take it to the panelists then. I'm going to take it to all today. The turnout has been really excellent. All we partner they carry live. I know today we go out of time because we start a little bit late. But I really want to appreciate Alaji Dr. Alpha Kano, we are the presidential spokesman. Informal name have been the apprentice. I think we don't let that name before us. Now I'm a navigator. I want to appreciate my brother, Brian Balua Koroma. We are the excellent DG for NPIA. And we sister with a national icon, a globally celebrated Sierra Leonean. Bonalo platform, a Sierra Leonean, so for platform. A day among the women of the year in the entire world, 16 of them. A day among as a Sierra Leonean. Madam Aisha, thank you for your service, thank you, and thanks to all midwives and Salawari for giving life. Until next week again, Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, love.